knowing that God's Spirit is as close as our breath. Just taking a breath. Let it permeate your being. And just say, all I have is all I need. Just say that. Say it out loud. Say it again. And just one more time. All I have is all I need. That is not saying that life isn't difficult and we don't have our lessons, that there aren't trials and triumphs and good and bad and sharp and easy and all that combined in this thing called life. Because we know that life in all its glory is a messy masterpiece. But knowing that we are provided with everything we truly need right now. And if it takes a change of mindset to be open to receive it, that's one thing. But right now, no matter what our experiences are, we have everything we need. I truly believe that. Ernest Holmes has a quote that I say quite often because it reminds me, even when life seems so messy and I want it different, I better learn and know what this particular moment has for me. He says, but we are abundantly supplied with every good thing. We are born to be happy, to have fun in life, to consciously unite with a divine power, and to grow and expand forever and ever. Everything that's going on right now is in our experience for us to learn, to grow, to become more. So when we talk about celebrate, and I love what you said, Mary, that celebrate is a display of gratitude, but it's also a display of enthusiasm and joy. And so when we say we're supposed to celebrate, it means we're here to celebrate life. The Old Testament says, I have given you life and death, those are quotes, not necessarily meaning life and death physically, but life and death, to live life or to deny it. So I have given you life and death, blessings and curses. Which one are you going to choose? And then it says, choose life, that all may have it more abundantly. When we choose to be alive in life, in all of it, whether it's the tears, the joy, the laughter, the pain, whatever, to be alive in it, it gives more life to the world. So when we celebrate life, we're choosing to live in that enthusiasm to know that things are on purpose, that we're on purpose, that life is good, and so are we. You know, how many of you are really good at accepting life's gifts? I mean, truly and honestly, we have to accept the gifts. I said this last week, but it's God's good pleasure to give us the kingdom. It's all there. It should be our privilege to accept it. But oftentimes, when we've been given a wonderful gift, what do? When's the other shoe going to drop? I don't deserve this. We push it away. I mean, I could feel on Friday night when an extremely generous gift was given to Kirk and myself. I had to back away because it just was like, oh, that's too much good. And I tell you, James Von Prague sat there and he could feel what I was feeling. He said, sometimes it takes someone else to remind us that we need to accept our gifts. They're here for us, the good ones and the bad ones, the fun ones and the hard ones, to accept them all because they're here for us. So I want you to think about how much good you're willing to accept. Because when we push away the gifts of life, then it kind of puts a clamp on our willingness to be open and available. Our willingness to live in gratitude and enthusiasm and joy, it blocks that flow. And that's why we're here. That's why we're here and what we're here for. Ernest Holmes says the great song of being, or that the music of the spheres, of the beautiful balance and harmony of life, lives at the center of everyone. And what we need to express that beauty, that harmony, that balance is enthusiasm and inspiration. We can't shy away from those higher emotions because we're afraid, well, I can't live in this level of excitement and inspiration all the time. And you're right. We're not supposed to. It's all cyclical. But we need to open those and be available to them right here and right now, the higher emotions. So I love what Hafez says. He said, now that all your worry, how many of you worry? Just a little bit. Now that all of your worry has proved to be such an unlucrative business, why not get a better job? Okay? Why not just let it go? You know, we all have, regrets and doubts and worries from the past. You know, some of us haven't finished haven't lived up to the life we thought we'd lived, or haven't finished that memoir or novel we wanted, or haven't been as enthusiastic about things as we would have liked, or haven't appreciated things. And so we're holding back on the life we have in this moment because of something that happened before. This moment right here is precious. This moment right now, we can make choices. We can choose something different. Matthew Fox, the theologian and priest, says, God, spirit, and creativity are synonymous. If we decide we want to live more fully and be more available, we have to be more creative. What could be more creative in this moment? Well, we could start thinking more creatively, like what else is possible, or what more is here. We could pick up an inspirational book and start reading it. We could do something new. We could make a different choice. We can create art, we can create music, we can create love, we can do but if things are going this way, we can do something about it. Now, I want to tell you a story it's a woman who was running away from tigers. And there were lots of tigers, and she's running as fast as she can, and she kept on running and running, and the tigers were still there, and so she saw a cliff. So she said, I'm gonna go down the cliff. She saw a branch there, so she climbed down to the branch and held onto the branch. And then she looked below her, tigers too. Looked above her, tigers too. And then she looked at the branch she was holding, the vine she was holding, and there was a mouse gnawing at the end of the vine. What could she do about the tigers? She couldn't reach the mouse to scare it. But she saw right next to her a little clump of grass. And out of that grass, there were growing 2 beautifully ripe, delicious strawberries. What could she do in that moment? She ate the strawberries. What strawberries are right before your eyes right now that you're putting off eating and enjoying because there's some worry nagging at you, some fear that's keeping you stuck, some regret that's pulling you back, and there are these beautiful strawberries that want to be eaten, but you're denying that precious gift because you have something else on your mind that has no business being there. So here's something else that beautiful Ernest says, and we'll all like this. No one will grow tired and old if they have faith and enthusiasm. If we always know there's something more. Because no matter what's going on in our life, no matter what is going on in our life, there's always something more that wants to be revealed, that wants to be discovered. If we give gratitude for what we have, there'll be more to be grateful for. More to be grateful for all the time. You know, that beautiful poet, Mark Nepo, who has been here and shared his poetry. He's not traveling as much, but he said, the further I wake into this life, and for me that means the further I become more present, more available, more open and accepting of what I have and what is there and what's to come. He said, the further I wake into this life, the more I realize that God is everywhere. That God is everywhere. And the extraordinary is waiting quietly beneath the skin of the ordinary. The extraordinary is quietly waiting beneath the skin of the ordinary. It's choosing to see things differently, to be open, to peel off the skin, and to celebrate life right here and now. You know, the greatest gift life could give any one of us, greatest gift, is the gift of ourselves. Because we're unique. We're unique, we're original. It was Joseph Campbell who says, the privilege of a lifetime is to be yourself, not somebody else, but to be yourself fully expressed. We fit into this beautiful tapestry of life. When we think of Indra's net and all the little jewels that are woven together, that's us. There's a light inside us that wants to shine and be expressed. And the easiest way to do that is through the gift of love. That's a gift we all have right now. Doesn't matter who you are, where you are, what your bank account is, where you live, what's going on in your family, anything else. We have that gift in us that wants to be shared. Brené Brown did research. She's a researcher, and she and a doctor were working together to see, well, what happens to people when they have joy and love in their life? What happens to them? And she says, when the people with the deepest capacity for joy all live in gratitude. That's what joy does for us. If we choose joy, then we'll have gratitude. Gratitude. But what do we do? How do we get that gratitude? It has to be practiced and put into action. It's not enough to just think, oh, that's nice, that's good. Oh, I appreciate that person. We got to start being grateful and appreciative to people and to ourselves. Hey, I did a good job. Say that. Hey, I did a good job. Once again, hey, I did a good job. Look what happens to you. You're all smiling because it feels good to appreciate yourself and say, hey, I did a good job. It's time we do that. And we know that we are here on purpose, and there's always, always, always something more waiting for us. My dear friend, actually my boyfriend, Rumi, said, you were born with potential. You were born with goodness and trust. You were born with ideals and dreams and virtues. You were born with greatness. You were born with wings. You're not meant for crawling. So don't. So don't. You have wings. Learn to use them and fly. Let's just take this moment. Close your eyes, unwind yourself, put your feet on the ground, feel the goodness of the earth. Remember, the ground we are standing on is holy ground right here and now. And allow yourself to free yourself, to let go, to expand your wings of acceptance, of goodness, of joy, of freedom in this moment right now. And make the choice to celebrate right where you are. If it's a little thing in your life, celebrate. If it's a big thing in your life, celebrate. Because if we know truly and inherently that life is good and the universe is always for us and never against us, that is a truth. And it's just an unquestionable truth that life around us, within us, and through us is goodness that wants to be expressed, a greater understanding about the workings of life in all of its expressions, that we are here with all the tools to build a greater understanding, to open and chip away any of those stones that block our heart, that we can live in love, that we can shine our light, that we can be the one we've been waiting for, that we can be the solution by sharing the goodness we are, that it too becomes contagious. And our light is a guiding light not only for ourselves, but it lights the path of a better world. And as we all come together in this knowing and understanding, as we all choose to light our shine, and when someone else's light is a little dim, that we can be the greater light. And when our light is a little dim, we can share and accept and be open to the light of others. how good it is to be alive. I know in this moment I speak this for each and every one of us when I say I choose life, and I choose to live it abundantly, openly. I choose to heal and grow and become right here and right now. I spread my wings and I choose to fly. And so it is. Will you join me on my flight? Great. Okay, I love you all. Thank you so much for being part of this beautiful family. I love, love, love you.